5-minute recess, we return to some motion.
Second?
Mrs. Nato?
Yes.
Mrs. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Check?
We have before the docket, the Smithfield Town Council sitting as a board of the licenses for commissioners. Holiday sales license, Walgreens Eastern Company, Coke, DBA Walgreens, one number 15622.
Mr. President, it appears all the paperwork is in order for the issuing of this license. Holiday sales to Walgreens Eastern Company, Inc., doing business as Walgreens store number 15622. I make a motion to approve this holiday license.
Second?
Motion by Councilman Zelinski, second by Councilwoman Nato. And roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Nato?
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher?
Yes. Item 5 on the docket, executive session. Rhode Island General Laws 42-46-5A, Section 2, session pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation. The word session is pertaining to the same. Intra-jurisdictional water and wastewater agreements for the city of Woonsocket. And the second one is Jason Ridger versus the town of North Smithfield. At CA number 15-162.
Mr. President, would you entertain the idea of moving up like a whole business B, discussion by council board or other action or reconsideration of ordinance making Mallory Road a one-way street? The reason I ask this is quite a few people here. You guys are on the clock, you get paid.
Second?
And I don't like paying extra, but I want to let these folks, is that okay? We can make that motion, move it up and make a motion?
Absolutely.
Second?
Mrs. Nato?
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. President, I'd like to read into the record an email that was sent from Administrator Paula Hamilton dated Tuesday, April 28th at 2:47 p.m. It's to Town Clerk Deborah Todd and to Chief Steve Reynolds and Chief Joe Gilson. Stephen Reynolds being the police chief and Joe Gilson being the fire department chief, as well as the town council members. So I'll read this into the record. Dear council members, as Public Safety Director and after a brief discussion with the town of Barberville Town Manager, the Department of Public Works Director concerning plowing and trash collection that has to Detroit get back to the few residents affected by one-way and hearing from the many residents who signed a petition to voice their concerns, it would seem prudent to reverse the one-way sign if you so choose. The issue at hand is that the first 400 feet or so of the road is owned by North Smithfield, but the remainder of the road is owned by the town of Barberville, therefore creating a problem. I can also see the barrier to many Barberville residents that use Maui as their main means of access. In addition, on a weekly basis, hundreds of people use Maui for access to a country view of a golf course. This may impede business for them. Perhaps we can remove the signs and revert back to the original two-way section of the street to be compatible with the remainder of the street. I will await your response. Thank you. This was from Administrator Hamilton. So that was written into the record. I believe Administrator Hamilton was the sponsor that originally put this on the agenda back in November, way back. So now it's come full circle. Discussion, Mr. President, anybody? Thoughts?
Firstly, this is a situation I call unintended consequences. We tried to fix one problem but created something else. And personally, I'd like to apologize to the residents of Barberville. I'm good neighbors.
Thank you.
So, all I want to say is that I do believe that we'll go back to the way it was and we'll have a council.
I would like to state one thing. I've been in contact with Mr. Richer, and he is amenable to giving some of his land to try to make the intersection wider. And we'll be talking to the people who own the land across and asking for the same, so we could possibly widen the road a little bit and address the safety concerns that Mr. Richer originally had. And sure.
I own 1.8 acres in North Smithfield, and that's starting from where his land is into borough, plus I own the borough. If they want to take a few feet from my land, and it's really good, we can.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Could you identify yourself just for the record?
I'm going to be down I live on.
as with a lot of things
I
around
live on
here.
Instead of more.
That's excellent. Glad to have you with us tonight. Thank you very much.
I'm Susan Garcia, I reside at 55 Northern Road. How much land is he willing to give up for this parcel?
We haven't discussed in that much detail yet, but it would be whatever is necessary to make sure that it stays.
I just want to make sure that it's even, because I don't feel that, I want the road the way it's always been, and I don't feel that I should be the one to give up my land to satisfy this Mr. Richards. I don't think it's fair, like whatever I have to give up, I feel that he has to give up that same amount of land.
The, Mr. Erickson of the planning department and I'm sure the planning board will look into this and make their recommendations of what would constitute something safe and fair and possibly.
In conjunction with the Barberville plans too. I mean, this is sister communities. We have to work this out, make sure it's fair and equitable for everybody. And safe. Safety's number one.
I know this piece of property, I believe it's in foreclosure across the street, but in Tottenham Pine, by residents. I don't
It
know.
was owned by Belanger. It was owned by Ray Belanger. It's right on Route 7, but it's the back, the side of the house of their land is on Murray Road.
Okay.
So the bank owns that. So I don't know who we could contact about that. If they need to give some of the road to make it all
Mr.
easy.
President, I'm going to ask her to bring out which plot she's talking about. There's one, here's Turpin Farm Drive.
It is
It's 55.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, so basically, we're gonna let IBW plan along with Barberville CDW plan work that would do this, right?
Work in conjunction, yes.
Can you folks hear what I was talking to Mr. President Boucher about? Basically, we're gonna have our town planner and our town director of public works work with Barberville's, reach out to, and I'm sure Mr. Wood, he called me Friday when I returned his call, the office was closed.
And they have a meeting tonight, so.
Yeah, so we're willing to do what we have to do, make it safe for everybody. And so our DPW, our planner, hopefully Mr. Wood can have your DPW, and we'll plan to work together and figure this all out.
I appreciate your consideration.
Yes, ma'am. Name, please.
My name is Jim Grassi, and we own property, Tottenham Pond Inc. owns the property between the Tessiers and 55 Douglas Pike. We're also willing to give some of the land, lease, for widening of the road. We're all in agreement with that too. So both sides of the road up to that property that's in foreclosure, we're all willing to do something to help.
That's
As
fantastic.
long as, like Mrs. Tessie said, it's even amounts.
Absolutely. I hope you see the communities coming together and how beautiful that really is. And what you guys are willing to give up for the safety of your neighbors. It's really great. I want to commend all of you for doing that.
Thank you.
It is, yeah.
Yes, sir.
We have to do it,
My name's
yes.
Richard Millette. How about this rock issue that you're gonna finish with putting these boulders on the side of the road?
Those will be gone.
Those will be gone?
Absolutely. He actually owns into the road. This is something that I talked to our town planner about. He owns into Maury Road, and by giving up some of the land, he won't own that anymore. That will be North Smithfield property, and therefore, he wouldn't be putting any structures there to kind of cause problems. That wouldn't happen.
No, he didn't, just like you guys are finished, you put more rocks out there in the last few days now. And
My question is, on the town road, I was always under this understanding in the center of how much? Anybody can tell me how far you own from the center of the road?
It's really not from the center, it's from the edge of the pavement. So if the pavement is bordering your driveway, it's from the edge of that pavement it's usually 10 feet right away that towns, municipalities, and state, if it were state road, can go 20, 30 feet right away, depending. And a lot of that's done for snow mitigation, plowing of
Right.
snow, in case they knock down a mailbox or rip up someone's lawn, it happens.
And
So, but even when people plant stuff in the right of way, they're not supposed to, it's supposed to be kept clear.
well, that's what I was under the
Yeah.
impression when we put the boulders up, that's why I was like,
If that's the case, then he should not have boulders in the right of way. But he owns property now, this is totally different, so you gotta be really careful with this.
that's why I was asking, how much of the road does the road, you know?
Well, again, it's 10 feet off the right of way. So, excuse me, the right of way is 10 feet off the edge of the pavement. That's most communities use that as a 10 foot.
If it's a property.
Go ahead, sir.
I was talking with a gentleman not too long ago, and he has the same situation that the pavement is over his land, and he's been told that as long as it's been paved, he's lost his land.
So, kind of, yeah, it's a roadway.
Makes sense.
Every year, Brown, I guess I'm getting into stuff we shouldn't get into.
Yeah.
But every year, Brown University will close down one of their entrances and exits to their property, so that it's not a throughway, otherwise it would become a right of way for everybody, so they keep it private that way. Once that's been done, it now becomes the right of way for everybody to use.
Well, we appreciate your consideration.
Oh,
We're
you know what,
thanks for that.
We're sorry, we thought that, we did correspondence with Barville, and maybe everybody's busy and they wanted to lost sight of it. Maybe we weren't as diligent enough to say, hey, are you sure? So, but we're gonna straighten it out, and I think everybody will be safe. It's nice to hear that everybody's gonna get property, that's a wonderful. And hopefully everybody can be good neighbors and let bygones be bygones and be safe out there,
It's
right?
been this long,
Yeah.
150 years, I've been here.
Okay. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Two things. Do we have, we're all in agreement with this, do we have any recourse on the air blowing horn that he has, and that he blows off at 7 o'clock in the morning?
When did this start?
Everybody that goes on
It's been
the
happening last
wrong
week.
way, sits out there.
He sits out there and blows on
Well,
every
it
air
won't
horn.
be, once we take our vote, it won't be a one-way anymore, so I would hope that it would, stop.
All right.
Yeah.
The other question is, how soon will the signs come down?
As soon as our highway department can get out there and do it. But I'm sure this weather, they wouldn't mind sending somebody out and doing, I'm sure it'll have.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Solicitor, how long, once the highway DPW has been notified, is there any stipulation of time that can be done immediately, or is there?
Technically, it's an ordinance which takes 2 meetings and 2 postings and 2 readings. It doesn't have any less requirements because you're appealing an ordinance as well as creating. Technically, today we did the first meeting, which is, the draft is in the package. I don't think it's been posted. So we really would take several weeks. It would take you on the 11th of May, and then unless you're having a special meeting every week. We
We are?
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So then you could do 2 meetings within a couple of weeks.
Okay,
But today's not a meeting.
okay. So, reading one would
Next
be
meeting.
May 11th, and then the second reading and final would be May 18th.
Sign should come down May 19th.
May 19th. That's pretty.
There does be another problem with the GPSs. We had one girl come down the street, and she said she had to stop, and she's seen it, but she's following the GPS, and for safety, another car almost hit her. So she went down the street, and we happened to be out there, and she said, oh, I'm so sorry I came down. But she was afraid of getting killed, basically. So that's the end of the problem.
FedEx was delivering a package to me Saturday, and they couldn't find Tarpon Pond Drive, and she didn't know how to go around. I tried explaining to her on Tarpon Road and then come up Murray Road, so I had to go meet her. And I'm handicapped, so I have a hard time doing all this, you know? So she just created something awesome.
The quicker the better, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, first reading will be next week, the 11th, and the final will be on the 18th, 2 readings, and the 19th, the signs can come down.
All right,
very
Is
good.
that something we have to show back up at next meetings,
No.
or this is a done deal?
We will repeal this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming
Sorry,
tonight.
Barberville.
And now,
Well, he said that.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Humblest apologies to all, each and every one of you.
Thank you very much.
So, we're going to executive
Yeah,
session.
we're in executive session now. Docket item number 5, executive session. Round General Laws 42-46-5A, -2. Sessions pertaining collective bargaining or litigation, or work sessions pertaining to the same. Interjurisdictional award and wastewater agreements with the city of North Andover, and also Jason Richards